What up, world? Welcome to episode 109 of the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Wright, coming to you from the chilly and spring-like confines of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Wherever you may be watching or listening, I thank you as always. Like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel. You can check the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Substack, Patreon, Trovo, and as well as on Podbean. I think you guys is always plugging in. This episode is going to be NBA playoffs game one recaps. I'm going to be recapping all of the game ones from over the weekend, and I hope you guys enjoyed your Easter weekend, your Resurrection Day, or if you didn't celebrate, happy 420 or whatever you celebrate. I hope you guys enjoyed the most of it. Before we get started, though, definitely want to make sure we give a shout out to a few of the partners of the show. Definitely check out the link in the description of this video with Sony PlayStation Direct. If you're looking to get a PlayStation 5, if you're looking to get a part of the bundle packages, you're looking to check out some of the things that Sony has on their network, definitely make sure you check within the link in the description of this video. I appreciate you guys as always. And as we're plugging in, getting into the nuts and bolts of everything, right now, this game, like I said, there was a ton of great games that happened over the weekend. I was able to catch a few of them. I caught the recaps of full game recaps of a couple of them. But that Clippers Nuggets game was interesting. Lakers Wolves was interesting. I love the Pistons Knicks, but again, great basketball weekend. But we're going to start in Los Angeles with the Lakers and the T-Wolves. This game was shocking. Not just because Minnesota won the game, but in the way and the output of the role players and how they played in Minnesota. For one, the final score was 117-95. So clearly the Lakers were shit in the bed. They looked like they were, sluggish was an understatement. Slow, just inoperable, looked like they were stuck in let's just say it looked like regular season game number 42 instead of playoff game number one. It was very, very daunting and very weird to see. It does happen in the playoffs. It's a long season. Guys get sluggish. Sometimes guys get in a situation where they're just, fuck it, I'm just trying to get through the motions. But you shouldn't look like that game one of an NBA playoff game. That intensity, that everything ratchet is up. So it's kind of weird how they look. Tempo would definitely should be better by game two. McDaniels for the Timberwolves was outstanding, and he was the key for Minnesota. For Minnesota to win this series, he's going to need to have 2 or 3 more games like this. He shot the ball very, very well in this game. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 3 of 3 from three-point range. Outstanding. Los Angeles has to contend with Minnesota's size, too, in the paint. Minnesota, they can play small, but they like to play big with Gobert in the paint. LA has gotten away a lot with playing small throughout the regular season, going into this postseason, started this, NBA postseason. However, they're going to have to contend with the size of Minnesota, and the bench has size. So this is going to be, it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Lakers. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this might be a sweep. This might be 5 games. I do not see this. This is definitely going to be a 6-game series either way. But Los Angeles definitely has to step up if they have any chance of winning. And also, too, can Naz Reid have 2 more games like this? Naz Reid, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 9 from three-point range. So clearly he was providing a spark. If you're Los Angeles, you cannot come out that shitty energy-wise. You can't allow Minnesota to just dictate the tempo and dictate the shooting. And especially when Anthony Edwards didn't even shoot that well from the field. If I'm correct, I believe he was 8 for 22. Yes, he was 8 for 22 from the field on Saturday night. So the Lakers, they blew a golden opportunity. Now it's a series because they lost a home game. So we'll see. All is not lost. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Thanks. But they're definitely going to have to step up because if Naz Reid and McDaniels can continue to play like that, this is definitely going to be a series. Going next, staying in the Western Conference, we're going to go to the Clippers and Nuggets. I love this fucking game. This low-key might have been the best game of the whole postseason so far of the opening weekend. Now, I must say, most people are going to say, hey, give credit to James Harden because he had a great performance. He played outstanding. He played very well. He did everything he was supposed to. I would argue that James Harden played outstanding. Let me first give him his props. 32 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. He played outstanding. The key, though, to this, though, and I need you guys to remember, this is an annual thing for James Harden. He usually has a game 1 or a game 3 where he goes off, plays well, and then he disappears for the rest of the series. So that means game 2 being tomorrow, today being Monday, April 21st, because I don't believe they play tonight. No, actually, they do play tonight. So tonight, we'll see. We'll see. I highly doubt that he'll actually step up, but we'll see if he has that same type of performance. But again, nonetheless, 32, 11, and 6 is still impressive. But the turnovers, people are going to harp on that as being the sole thing. I'm not blind. That wasn't the sole reason why they lost the game, but it was a big reason. When you have 29 points off of turnovers, the Nuggets scored 29 points off of turnovers, off Clipper turnovers. That's fucking disgusting. You're just not taking care of the ball. You lost this game by 2 and probably should have won it by 12. So, that's just very disheartening. Jokic's teammates stepped up tremendously. You got to get the Nuggets credits for that. Russ's hustle. Russell Westbrook caught a lot of hell towards the end of this year. He typically catches a lot of hell. We all know Russell Westbrook doesn't have, the best jumper in the world. Sometimes his decision-making could be like, what the fuck? Especially from a guy who's an MVP, who has played at a high level in the NBA. You kind of are left wanting a lot from him at times. That being said, in this role that he's in, this role that he's been in the past couple of years with the Clippers and now with the Nuggets, I love this backup role where he hustles, he's tenacious, he's fighting. He's really giving it everything he's got. And he did that when he was a starter. So I'm ecstatic by the way he played. Now, he had some plays there where he almost blew the fucking game, but that's Russ. That's Russ. If you understand Russell Westbrook, he will have situations and moments like that. That being said, though, his hustle and his tenacity is the reason why the Nuggets were able to pull away late and win this game and seal this game, even with the impressive performance that Jamal Murray had put up. Because make no mistake, Jamal Murray was playing lights out too. If I remember correctly here, I'm going to look at the scoring total, but the guys had an impressive performance. But Russell's late game performance, being able to make those hustle plays and, the layup, and, the late 3, in the corner 3, it was just, all of it was impressive. Russell Westbrook definitely played his ass off Saturday. But like I said, with Jamal Murray, now he shot 7 of 20 from the field, so he didn't have a great shooting night, but he still had 21 points, 3 of 7 from 3, so he still helped affect the game in some way, shape, or form. So I want to give Jamal Murray credit too. And, the Nuggets, Jokic's Nuggets teammates, period. But Kawhi Leonard, we all know, has been dealing with a litany of injuries, with that knee specifically now for several years. We all kind of felt like maybe he might be done. Things just really haven't worked out to the magnitude that he may have hoped and the way and shape or form that he may have hoped. So it was a wonder if he was even going to make it through this season or even play in the playoffs if the Clippers were afforded the opportunity. He played, the Clippers made the playoffs, so he's here. Man, seeing Kawhi healthy again is beautiful. He's got spring in his step. He looks spry. He had 22 points, but it's just the bounce in his step again. He just looks like Kawhi again. So that's definitely great to see. And like I said, with the turnovers and if the Clippers can somehow limit the second chance points, there's no reason that they shouldn't have this game tied up. To be honest with you, with Jokic even being out there, the Clippers should have won this game. The Clippers played a very sloppy game. I doubt they have another 29, 20 turnovers or 20 plus turnover game. I doubt they have that again. But if you're the Los Angeles Clippers, you got to capitalize on when you got Jokic, scoring. Let's see here. One moment. Come on, man. You got Jokic scoring 29 points. Didn't shoot that well. He only had 1 3-pointer. He was 12 of 24 from the field. So he shot decently, but it wasn't that great. He had a very quiet 29. Jamal Murray struggling from the field. You gotta execute. Your turnovers gave this team life and helped this team win this game. So if you're the Clippers, you definitely gotta clean that up. Going forward to Pistons versus Knicks. Like I said, I love this game as well. Detroit showed tenacity and heart throughout this game. There was a lot of fight, a lot of grit that they showed. Very hard physical team effort. They're just too young. Even though I will argue they played better than the Knicks for about 3.5 quarters. They even shot the three ball well, too. They shot 46.9% for the field, so essentially 47%. So got to give the Pistons a shitload of credit there. But what it comes down to, though, and it's always the same thing in the playoffs, whether NFL, NBA, wherever you go, experience matters. Your experience in the postseason matters. The Knicks are a veteran team, and it showed. It showed. They didn't struggle. They didn't panic late. They just stayed the course. So got to give the Knicks credit there. Mostly give a lot of credit to the Cameron Payne. Cam Payne helped tremendously. 14 points, 3 of 5 from three-point range. Definitely was a guy that was tremendous in the comeback effort for the Knicks. And this is just fucking hilarious, in my opinion. The artist or basketball player formerly known as Tobias Harris made an appearance. I believe it was the first appearance for 3 years because I believe there was an APB that needed to be put out for him for the past couple of years for the way he played at the end of that Sixers run, that terrible run within the past couple of years. But again, got to give him his credit. He had an outstanding game. 25 points and 4 of 5 from 3. Don't know where this came from, but he was the leading scorer for the Pistons, so that should tell you a lot. Veteran, I guess they leaned on him. But yeah, wow. For him to have 25 points, that says a lot. That says a fucking lot. And also, too, want to make sure I give a shout out to Jalen Brunson. He had 34 points, 8 assists, was 2 of 5 from 3. And as usual, is usually the catalyst as to why his team's in a position to win late. So this is going to be a series, though. I feel like the Knicks, they kind of, I don't want to say thought they were playing with their food, but they kind of felt like these young boys, they ain't going to be able to hang with us long. And they were giving it to the Pistons were giving it to the Knicks for the most part. But I'm interested because, again, 123 to 112, that's not a convincing win. I mean, you pulled away late, but it really shows you these young boys are really there to contend with you. So this series is going to get interesting. I do think Detroit can possibly still win in New York. Going forward to Bucks and Pacers, this series is very shitty. I didn't have a shitload of commentary on this because watching this Saturday was very, very frustrating. Outside of Damian Lillard, there is no way in hell that the Milwaukee Bucks could win this series because Giannis is by himself. I mean, that was very evident. When you just go look at the stat sheet of Giannis Antetokounmpo's teammates, their points and output performance from Saturday. It was shit. I mean, first of all, you lose 117 to 98, which is just fucking disgusting. Giannis has 36 and 12. I mean, you got guys out there that they were better off just standing on the fucking sidelines playing as security guards. That's how bad it was bad. Look here. Look at this shit. Taurean Prince, 0 points. Kyle Kuzma, 0 points. Dumbass leg kick fouls, but not scoring any points. You got fucking Brook Lopez, 9 points. Ryan Rollins, 5 points. My God. Bobby Portis, 4 points. You got Gary Trent Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., and AJ Green. Guys on your bench. Guys at the bottom of your bench giving you double digits. 14, 12, and 15 respectively. That's not winning you any fucking games. Especially not against the Pacers. This team knows you. This is a division rival, and you play like this. I keep saying this, guys, and I keep stressing emphasis. Doc Rivers, if he loses this series, he has to be fired, and we have to stop considering him for elite coaching jobs when clearly this man he can't get it done anymore. He can't get it done anymore. I mean, he got to the finals with the Celtics with the first Big Three iteration in the super team era. He won. He got to another finals appearance with them. They lost a couple years after that. Okay. And after that, what the fuck has he done? Clippers underachieved. Sixers underachieved. I mean, look at, they don't get Dame back soon. Shit's going to get real. Because that performance was terrible, man. I mean, he at this point, you got to feel like Doc Rivers is fucking stealing money. Going forward, go ahead over to the Western Conference. Another game we're going to have very short commentary on because there were several blowouts. I should have preferenced you. There were several blowouts throughout this weekend that definitely happened. This one was the major one. Thunder versus Grizzlies, 51-point blowout. Utter fucking destruction. The series is over. I know that's harsh to say after one game. I am not dumb, naive, neither was I born yesterday. I was born at night, not last night. I know for a fact that the Thunder aren't going to beat the Grizzlies by 51 points every time. I know that for a fact. I have common sense. What I do know, though, is that there's no way in hell that I don't think the Grizzlies could stop them from possibly scoring 30 points or more against them every night, though, at a minimum. I mean, that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen in a playoff game ever. Ever. And then, you got Ja, saying, we'll never play like this bad. We'll never play this bad again. Yeah, you're right. You won't. But I can guarantee you this, too. You probably won't have long in this playoff series either. This shit is terrible. That was a shitty-ass performance. And keep in mind, what's so startling about this ass whooping, because that's what it was, Oklahoma City only shot 35% from the three. So clearly, you couldn't stop them from just scoring, period. So, yeah, this is not an anomaly. This team is going to possibly beat this team by 20 plus again. Like I said, 30 is my bar, minimum of 30. I don't expect 51-point blowouts again, but let's be honest. After what you saw, what are they going to do to stop them? What are they going to do? Ass. Ja Morant and the Grizzlies wasted a playoff spot. I felt bad for anybody who won that AFC because we knew going to Oklahoma City was going to be an ass whooping. Going to the other blowout, one of the other blowouts of the weekend, we got the Celtics winning 103 over the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic scoring 86, so it was 103 to 86. This is real simple. Poor Orlando is just pretty much in a simple where they're in a situation where they're going to have to be content with just having another season of making the playoffs. They're not doing shit. I mean, they may win a game, maybe still two, maybe. But I put that loose, maybe. Not even strong in my convictions on that. Boston pretty much, it was a basketball game. It looked good. Boston started separating by the middle of the third quarter. And Orlando played tough. They really did, but it's experience again. This goes back to the same adage, whether you're the Celtics, whether you're the Knicks playing the Pistons, it's veteran experience. It's what it comes down to in the postseason. If without it, you're going to get your ass whipped. And it's going to cost you games, especially. Next one, this one here, another blowout. This one was a 21-point blowout. So it wasn't as bad as the Thunder Grizzlies, but nonetheless, still a blowout. Cavaliers beat the Heat 121 to 100. Now, in all fairness, Miami had to play in the play-in tournament to get here, so they were a bit gassed, I'm pretty sure. No excuses, though, because they just looked outmatched. Outside of being gassed, they looked outmatched. So I will definitely state that. Cleveland looked sharp and clearly was ready for the series to start. And this goes back to what I said previously in regards to the Miami Heat. Without Jimmy, they don't have that guy. Tyler Hero has ascended. Yes, Bam Adebayo has ascended. They need a superstar there to help carry those guys. Those guys aren't it. With those guys, they'll continue to be in the play-in, maybe the 8th seed, 7th seed, but they're not doing shit without a superstar player. And it's going to keep them out of games consistently. Love what I'm seeing from Davion Mitchell there. Like I said, included with Tyler Hero, but it's not enough. This series could possibly end within 5 or 6 games. I wouldn't be shocked if it ended in 4. I really wouldn't. But I want to make sure I give a shout out to Ty Jerome. This was definitely the Ty Jerome game. 28 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 5 of 8 from 3-point range. And he was ultimately 10 of 15 from the field. So shout out to Ty Jerome. And what's amazing is, excuse me, his season average is usually 12.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and usually shoots about 51% from the field. So amazing performance from Ty Jerome. Not sure if he's going to have another performance like that again, but it's always special when you have a performance like that, especially on a holiday. So credit to him there. Hey to all my fans and subscribers out in the UK. Looking to get out this weekend, looking to make something of your week, then look no further than the Viagogo, the #2 leading ticket seller in the world for live events, shows, and concerts. Definitely check it out. If you're looking for exclusive tickets, look in the description of my videos on the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. Take care and enjoy your day. And wrapping up with the final game of that great basketball weekend that we had, Warriors versus Rockets. This game was exciting. There was a lot of people that were pretty much, running with the Rockets and thought the Rockets were going to run away with this series. Already losing game 1 out the gate. Warriors winning 95-85. Wasn't a blowout. It was a very tight game pretty much throughout the way. But what you're seeing is two deficiencies that the Warriors have in this series. One, Ime Udoka is an extremely great coach. He's been to an NBA Finals. He got Boston to the NBA Finals before. He's experienced. He's seasoned. However, you're clearly seeing in this matchup with Steve Kerr how Steve Kerr was able to beat him in that final several years ago. The matchups and how he's able to just scheme certain guys in. And Ime Udoka just seems to kind of be ineffective with that. That's definitely a major red flag. Also, too, this team is inexperienced as fuck. Again, which has been my theme in this episode. Experience matters. The Warriors have a shitload of experience. The Rockets have none. They showed heart and poise, though, as Houston did. So you have to give the Rockets credit there. But Curry is just unbelievable. At times for his performances, you're not sure how he does it, but you just know he's going to do it. And he did it again. Steph is just truly amazing. Got to give him his props. Jimmy Butler also had a great performance. Him being the second option in the Bay Area for the Warriors with Steph, it's clearly giving them an edge that they didn't have since they lost Clay. And it's making them dangerous, and it's going to put the Rockets on notice too, because the Rockets, I don't feel, because of the youth and inexperience, they don't really have the guys to stop them. They have athletes, but they don't have the guy. So again, running into that situation again. Looking at here, like I said, Jimmy Butler, he had 25 points. He was 4 or 6 from the free throw line, so that's amazing. 1 or 2 from 3, 10 and 19 from the field, so he shot pretty well. Efficiency rating was plus 14, so that's always great. Steph Curry, 31 points. Efficiency rating was plus 3. However, amazing part, 5 of 9 from 3-point range. Only got to the free throw line twice, which is kind of bullshit. We all know Steph gets fouled a lot going to the lane, but he only got there twice. And it was 12 and 19 from the field. So Steph Curry, again, doing the amazing shit that he's doing. Jimmy playing the best number 2 right now that Steph's had since prime Klay Thompson. So the Warriors are definitely going to be a threat. The Rockets, having the turnovers and the mistakes they had just shows what young teams do in the playoffs. You definitely want to give Jabari Smith credit, though. He did play well. Right around his season average, he had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 1 of 1 from 3. They're going to need more. And I just don't feel like they have enough to beat the Warriors. It just puts them in a situation where, again, youth versus experience. Experience always wins. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. Stay tuned for the recap of the Game 2s. I'm going to wait till all the games are done in Game 2 situations, Clippers, Nuggets, Pistons, Knicks. Wait till those games are done tonight, and then the other games before I do a full recap on those games. But stay tuned for more. I have NFL draft recap coverage coming up, WNBA draft coverage. I have that episode coming out, too. Definitely want you to stay tuned. Substack article coming in conjunction with that. A lot of things coming the way of the Blunt Talk Sports podcast, and I love you guys for plugging in. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. Take care and enjoy the rest of your night.